Okay. Wow. YouTube Live. This is the very first live I think that I've ever done on YouTube. And I was just over on Facebook doing this. I would have just copied and pasted that over to YouTube somehow, but I don't think I have the capabilities. And this told me to go vertical. That's better for live streaming unless you're showing a scene, which this is my office, so there's not much of a scene to show you. But I'm feel like I'm kind of building some sort of an audience that is engaging somewhat over here on YouTube. I've already been on Facebook for a number of years. I've been on YouTube for a long time too, but it's probably the last year or two that I've been more intentional about doing some things here and sharing more. But I what I do on Facebook, what I do on YouTube, what I do through my website, blog, podcasting, music. It's all kind of an umbrella of ministry that the content, a lot of it, if it's more devotional, podcast, blogging type of stuff, that's something that it's called As Bold as Lions, which you probably have seen. Was doing video devotions on YouTube for over a year and just got to the point where it's just very hard to keep up with the daily the weekly demands of that. I would try to keep myself ahead of time, and I know I'm going into a lot of details here, and this is going to be a lot of different things that I hit. But just to preface this, and just so you kind of know, those videos, those devotions are still up. You can stream those. It's not a separate channel. It's all under Derek Charles Johnson. Through my YouTube. So there's devotions that are from like last year that you can still watch. And they were going up about 3 times a week. It just became hard to keep up with it. And I've wrestled with starting them up again because I like doing that side of things and kind of that piece, that touch of ministry with sharing that. I may do it again. I don't know. Just a lot of it depends on time. And right now that's a little bit harder to find. But one thing that I do, I know social media is kind of this, I call it an inch deep and a mile wide type of thing where we're not necessarily really getting into the nitty gritty with people because it's so impersonal and it has that natural tendency to be that way. But I feel like different platforms, channels, YouTube, Facebook, wherever, have the opportunity to reach out and share and comment and kind of talk to each other and encourage each other. I do that a lot on Facebook. On Mondays on my page, we take prayer requests and we just pray over things that people have needs for. And I've been doing that for a number of years. And so I'd like to see more of that on YouTube as well, is that this is a place where we can interact and just lift up each other and encourage each other, really more than anything. So I would just say that's something that I'm available for. If it's a comment on a video, or if it's my emails, info@derekcharlesjohnson.com, you can shoot me an email. I'd be more than happy to respond to those, and that's something I do pretty frequently. Myself as a musician, as a songwriter, worship leader, I do some, especially in the summer, get a little bit more busy with going out, playing shows, being in churches, being at festivals, coffee houses. I've played camps and retreats, kind of all over the place. So I'm based out of Tennessee, but if that is something where you would have a place where you would think maybe this would be a good fit, just to keep my name in mind. That's all. That's just the only ask that I would have, is just to keep my name in mind, Derek Charles Johnson, as a potential person that could come and maybe lead worship, or just share a night of music with your folks, wherever that is, even a house show, whatever. Just kind of throwing that out there. And I do have some new music that I'm working on. This little, as you can kind of see, the area behind me, some some recording stuff there and speakers and microphones and whatnot. This office is where I do a lot of the video stuff that you may see on YouTube, and also where I write blogs and record podcasts, and where I'm doing a lot of the ministry stuff that I do, either through As Bold as Lions or just Derek Charles Johnson music. And so I'm working on some music, and probably will share some snippets of things as they kind of get a little bit more polished. I've got my my mug of Christmas mug of tea this morning. I'm going to record some vocals here in a little bit, and just keep working on some songs that I think the Lord wants me to get out there. It's been a few years since I've done some original things. I've been doing some hymns, some Christmas stuff over the holidays here recently, but some original songs that have been written and just are needing to see the light of day. And I believe the Lord has impressed me to do that this year in 2024. One thing that I work on with the recording thing is learning how to do that. So a home studio can take many various shapes and forms, and I've recorded in people's home studios. That's where I've done some of my albums, and even been to some proper studios that are actually furnished in standalone type buildings. But I've learned, and with finances the way they are, and the way the world kind of looks right now, knowing that to do a song or an EP or even a full album, you're talking thousands of dollars these days to have something professionally done, mixed and mastered, and then behind all that, the sheer cost of promoting something and just letting people know, like, hey, I did an album, and these are the songs on it, and you should stream it, and you should play it, and have me come and sing them. And so there's this whole just backlog of things that are behind the scenes with that finished song that you hear. And so I'm trying to learn some of those pieces of recording, of taking that song idea, getting it into the computer, starting to mix it, starting to add parts to it, and make this kind of a finished thing. And so that's something through a course that I've been taking, that I've had for a couple years, that I'm finally like digging in and getting to the meat of all of the tutorials and the video things that are in this course. Probably over 100 hours of content through this mixing, mastering, production, home studio thing that I'm doing. And so as I'm going through that, I'm also recording and kind of learning and trying to make this whole thing come together. So just prayers for that to kind of take shape, because I know it's a daunting thing. Whenever I've looked at doing my own music and recording my own stuff and having just this really basic, humble looking home studio, I've always pulled back from it. Like, this is over my head. This is too much. This is I can't figure this out. And I think the Lord's kind of just been laying his finger on that idea and that thought that no, you can. You just need to take the time to really equip yourself. And there's tools out there that he's given me to do that. So prayers appreciated for that. And just kind of in this this very first YouTube live, my real meat of what I wanted to say here at the end is, like I said in the title, Happy Easter. I know that it's still over a week away, but life's just really busy in the next week or so for me, and I know that it'll be something that I probably don't get the time to address specifically. But Easter is it's a big deal, but it's also just something that we live out as believers, as Christians, on a daily basis, 365 days a year. And I have a podcast that is going to go live next week, and the title of it is What is Truth? And that's the phrase that Pontius Pilate asked Jesus in the midst of his trial. Jesus is led through this just ridiculous trial. You know, we know that all the charges are trumped up, and it's just him being humbled and submitted to this process of which he at any point could have said, hey, I'm the Son of God and you need to stop this or whatever. But he laid his life down and he humbly took this path. And in the midst of that, Pilate asks him, what is truth? Because Jesus talks about being truth, and his believers are believers that resonate with that. I'm blanking on the specific verse, but most of the podcast is centered from the book of John, the verses that are in there. And one of the verses is earlier in chapter 14, verse 6, where Jesus says, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. He's answering one of his disciples in that passage. And just to impress you, at Easter, if you're a believer, if you're a Christian, you know this already, but that Jesus is not a way or a possible way, or, he might be the path to take. He is the way. He is the only way. And the exclusivity of that, which really sets him apart from other religions, from other paths that may be a road to heaven, that no, he is the way. And even to declare that on YouTube right now, I know that is something that probably isn't popular with the overlords out there, but to just say that that is the truth of the gospel, and really that is the good news that Jesus came, lived a perfect sinless life. He died, was buried, he's resurrected, and he is now at the right hand of the Father. And so if you're a Christian and you know that, praise God. If you're not, and you're seeking truth, and you're looking, especially at this time of Easter, of what is Jesus? What does the cross mean? What do I do with the empty tomb? Those are great questions. And I'd love to point you to know more and to understand more and help you in that. And just say, at Easter is a great time to make those declarations of faith and have those just secured in our minds, have that matter settled in our hearts, where we know who he is and we know who we are in him. So I just want to leave you with that encouragement as we go into Easter in the next few days, and believers just to take that as a charge to say, I will use any opportunity I have to share about Jesus. Maybe that's just inviting somebody to church this Easter. Maybe that's talking to a coworker. Maybe that's having what seems to be an awkward conversation, but really it's a conversation that needs to happen because the Holy Spirit's laying this person or this thing on your heart, and you need to then be obedient and share. Because I believe if we're not obedient, that the Lord holds us accountable for those conversations and those opportunities that we missed and we did not take. So be encouraged, though. Have your mind set on him, your heart set on him. I would, again, love to continue connecting to people through this platform, through YouTube. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and we can connect there, or through my website, DerekCharlesJohnson.com, or the email, which I already mentioned. But thank you for taking a moment, if you watch this over these past few minutes. And I pray that you're having a blessed week and a blessed day. And again, feel free to reach out. Take care.